Hey, yo, it's your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. As you can see on my screen, I have an ad called Juicy Ads. So make sure you go to juicyads.com. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Juicy Ads. Juicy Ads is a website that's going to allow you to advertise your adult content. Now, you use your imagination what adult content is, whether it be spicy videos or spicy talk, whatever you do, whatever you want to advertise, modeling, you name it. So make sure you go to juicyads.com. The link is in the description in my bio. Also, the link is going to be in the description for every video I post. So this is a good product. Make sure you go to juicyads.com. Yo, 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 this is your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. Hey, yo, this is your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. We got some devastating stuff to talk about tonight. Um, Fix my light. So we got some devastating stuff to talk about tonight. This is hoodactionnews.com by your boy Post. Hey, why am I leaning down to the mic? Pull it up a little bit. There you go. So as you can see on the screen, man, it's diabolical.com out here. Now, I'm gonna put this back on the screen. So as you can see, he killed both of his grandparents. So I want to talk about now, I'm not going to say that this just happens in the black community because we all know that this happens, stuff like this happens in every community. But, as a black person, I want to talk about what type of things leads to this. So, what type of thing do you think? Now, I don't have the answers. I'm asking the question for all of us. What type of things do you think would lead to a 22-year-old man, if I'm not mistaken, killing both of his grandparents? Now, this is it's not a one-off situation. So I'm gonna repeat what I have on the screen here is not a one-off situation because I actually, looking, doing some research on this case, I actually found another case of the same thing. Now, both are in the black community, both are black males, which is why I really want to talk about this. What would make you want to take out, first of all, what would make you want to kill anybody, let alone your either your mom, a sibling, somebody you know? So what's going through your mind that you would want to do that? Especially grandpa and grandpa, because usually grandma and grandpop are there when your mom and your dad ain't there. So I'm gonna repeat that again. In the black community, whether you wanna agree to it or not, grandmom and grandpop are usually there when your mom and dad ain't doing what they supposed to be doing, right? Grandma and grandpa is usually a safe space unless you doing something you ain't supposed to be doing. And you don't have the what I want to say. You're sensitive because they're going to tell you what you don't want to hear, right? Grandma, grandpa, not they're gonna tell you stuff you don't want to hear, especially when you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing. If you're doing what you're not supposed to be doing in the first place, why would you get mad at grandmom and grandpa telling you you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing now? You know what I mean? So you getting in trouble in school, you doing street activity, whatever you're doing wrong, grandmom and grandpa, when they know about it, they're going to say something to you, right? Now, let's find out what I'm actually talking about, right? So, before I put this demon up on the screen, which you already seen the thumbnail, my man is 100% straight gremlin with it. Now I'm gonna put him up on the screen. I'm not gonna even press play yet. So obviously, this gremlin on the screen, right? 22-year-old man. Now, mind you, this is a 22-year-old man. allegedly this dude is 22-year-old. So this one is not a kid, right? Right off the back, you know why I did the thumbnail like this. So you can look at the thumbnail, and even without the little photoshops and stuff I did, he looks like a straight up gremlin demon from the door, right? Now what causes this? Is it like no attention when you're a younger kid, being spoiled? What would cause you to just grow up and be a gremlin? Now, on the thumbnail, the grandmom and grandpop that really got murdered by this gremlin are not on the thumbnail. That's just a random representation of this dude killed his grandparents. So I'm gonna repeat, on my thumbnail, that's not the real grandmom and grandpop. I wanted to kind of, they may show them in the news report, but I didn't want to put them on the thumbnail. You know what I mean? In this case, I didn't want to put them on the thumbnail. So let's find out with this gremlin, the details. I don't even know what to call my man. Now, mind you, this is a grown ass man.
Is accused of shooting and killing his elderly grandparents. It happened last night in West Melbourne. A neighbor was also shot when that grandfather ran next door to get help. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is joining us live in that neighborhood. So, Randy, the neighbor survived, and you spoke with her family today.
Yeah, good evening to you, Luann. The family is thankful that she survived and is doing okay, but their hearts are with the victims, the White family. So Mr. George White lived here. They say he ran across the street to their front door, ringing it to get their attention and to get help. They say they brought him inside, called 911, and then bullets started flying.
There.
Terry French counted up the bullet holes in the front of his house off Washington Street.
There's six of them.
Recounting the chaos and tragedy of Wednesday night.
You just react.
He says his family was sitting in their front room when their neighbor, George White, showed up asking for help. His wife, Mary White, had just been shot, and deputies say their grandson, 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell, was responsible.
Grabbed George's arm and pulled him in, and then shut the door and locked it.
French says his daughter started dialing 911, and then bullets started flying into their house. Investigators say Campbell had come across the street for his grandfather next.
Bam, 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 bam. My son took off for the kitchen. My daughter took off for the laundry room. My granddaughter stood up and took off for the hall. That's when she got hit in the back of the leg.
French says he got down on the ground to crawl away and saw George get hit.
Right where you are. And he turned and started heading to the hallway. That one there, one of them, hit him in the back.
French says he's been neighbors with the Whites for over 30 years and now thinks a lot about the fact that George came over to him in his moment of terror. He says he's angry that their lives ended this way.
He's been such a good neighbor and a friend to me, and for anybody to want to kill him would just, I would like to know why.
And Campbell is being held with no bond. He is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 1 count of attempted second-degree murder, and shooting into an occupied residence. Now, coming up new at 6, I'll tell you more about what we've learned about Campbell's background and the questions law enforcement officials still have as they comb through what happened.
So let me put up on the screen. So he was charged. So 2 counts. So this is what you get for killing your grandparents in Florida, right? Diabolical, right? So he was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, right? I don't know how many years, because I don't think they're finished with this case. So I don't know how many years he got. Attempted second-degree murder, and then shooting into occupied residence. So he shouldn't get out. He's probably ain't no problem. He ain't getting out of jail, right? But this is super diabolical. Now, it's another video. I'm gonna try to find. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it now. It's another video of this fool crying in court. I think this dude is crying in court. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. So this guy, so he had a nerve in his sentencing to be crying in court. So you kill both. Here it is right here. Let me see. Let me see if he's really crying in court. Look at this fool. Hold up. So let me make sure y'all can see it. So yo, this fool is actually crying in court. So you kill both of your grandparents. Yo, it's a you already did it. What is you crying for? I don't get it.
A man who's accused of killing both of his grandparents at their home in West Melbourne broke down in court today.
Thank you, deputies.
That is our
Yo, this bitch ass nigga, yo. Now, yo, I'm devastated. How could you be crying in court? You did it. Listen, nobody did it but you. Look at this, yo.
man who's accused of killing both of his grandparents at their home. When West Melbourne broke down in court today.
Thank you, deputies.
That is our big story at 5:30. The suspect's family says that when they saw this mugshot behind us, they didn't even recognize him anymore.
He's also accused of shooting a neighbor. Fox 35's Randy Hildreth is live at the Brevard County Jail tonight. So, Randy, you found out that his grandfather was well known in that community.
Yeah, good evening to you both. I spoke with his son late this afternoon. He says that his father had a life of service. He was a veteran, served in the Korean War. Later on in his life, he served this community, saying he served in many advocacy groups, including the NAACP.
2 counts, second-degree murder.
Standing before a judge shackled. The weight of 22-year-old Jeremiah Campbell's alleged crimes hit
Jeremiah Campbell, bitch ass nigga who killed his grandparents. This nigga crying in court. Oh my God, they gonna have fun with him in jail.
him like a ton of bricks.
100,000.
Campbell told the judge he didn't want a court-appointed attorney Friday before deputies wheeled him away.
Thank you, deputies.
Campbell is accused of killing his grandparents, 83-year-old George White and 81-year-old Mary White.
Now, as I said earlier, right? This is the real grandma, grandpa. I didn't put them on the thumbnail. I don't know. I couldn't at the time. I just didn't want to put them on the thumbnail, right? But this is what they actually look like. So if you're just joining me, this is the kid. His name is Jeremiah Campbell, right? Now I'm saying kid, but 22-year-old man killed his grandmom and grandpop, right? Sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? Killed his grandmom and grandpop. On my thumbnail, I didn't put the real people on it, right? This is what they really look like. Now, they said grandma and grandpa were good in the community. It looked like a mixed community. It's white and black and probably others, right? Now, what was the motive? It ain't no motive, but you just a pure sucker, you know what I'm saying, that you kill, you would kill your mom and grandpa. How now notice, right? And like I said before, this is kind of weird because usually like my grandmom and grandpa, um, the neighborhood didn't look too bad, but grandmom and grandpa usually are there when your parents ain't there. So why would you go kill your grandmom and grandpa? That shit is crazy, yo. That shit is crazy to me, yo. Yeah, that's wild to me. Now, do you see this sucker crying? If you didn't see this sucker crying, just rewind this video and you can see this sucker crying. And you see that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk like the down south. You can see this, you can see that joker crying. I want to use that so bad. That's not in my vocabulary, but yo, that this joker right here sitting there crying. You know what I'm saying? That's my, you know what I'm saying? That's my people's down south. They, yo, that joker right there. But you see this joker right here crying, man, in court after you killed your grandparents. Like, it ain't no remorse for that. Why would you do like? I can't. You can't. To me, you can't come back from that. You sold. You already sold your web after you do something like that. I don't know. Like, I'm not God, but I don't know how you can come back from that. You know what I mean? I really don't. They say ain't no sin more than the next one, but I don't know. God might change his mind with that one. You know what I mean? But that, listen, now, this is hoodactionnews.com, right? It's the name of the brand. Now, this is really diabolical news. Now, I'm going to go to another case, right? Now, this dude right here he just killed his mom, his grandparents, right? So, let me go into another case real fast. Now, I'm going to go into another case. Check this one out. Now I'm going into another case right now. Now I'm trying to figure out what's going on in the black community, right? I wasn't born yesterday. I've been around for a little long time. I don't know. I don't remember seeing this rampant like this. So to me, all the remorse levels are down in the black community. So I'm gonna repeat this again. The remorse levels are down in the black community. Now, is it the mother? Is it the single mothers? Is it just a bunch of demon women having children? You know what I'm saying? Is it a bunch of demon men having children? Or is it two demons having children? I don't know what it is. But this in the black community, right? Now, check this one out. Teen charged with murdering with now this is another case. So this is another case. Teen charged with murdering 93-year-old grandmother. So yo, let me go to this screen. So teen charged before I go to this, I want you to let this soak in. Teen charged with murder of 93-year-old grandmother. This is another case that has nothing to do with what I just showed you. This is another black young male killing his grandmom or grandpa. The first dude just took out his whole family tree. He killed mom and grandpa. This kid right here, um, this kid right here killed his 93-year-old grandmother. So what and why are y'all raising these kids that are doing this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. That's what we do over here. We trying to figure out what's going on. Now, let me show this. Let me show this. Now, I don't know all the details in this one either, so let's Find out what's going on.
Tonight at 10, one family says they won't have peace until the teen arrested in the death of a 93-year-old grandmother gets convicted. His arrest took more than a year and a half. Your news leader has been digging deeper into his past.
So this one right here, this is not his grandma, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same thing.
Tonight.
Well, police will tell you he's been busy, and we found out he's been accused of even more crime since the death of that grandmother. WRG's Brian Didlake has been following this story and has the very latest. And Brian, what else have you learned?
Well, Greg, Stephanie, the suspect, Darian Taylor, was brought in by U.S. Marshals. But when we looked into Taylor's past, we learned that he had charges from not one state, but two.
Damn.
I was relieved for my family because there's always the threat with him on the street that there might be some violence against a family member.
For more than a year and a half, Ronald Harris says fear of retaliation was a constant for his family. U.S. Marshals sending out this image of the capture of 18-year-old Darian Taylor. Taylor is accused of killing Harris's mother, 93-year-old Geraldine, and injuring two other family members.
There might be some violence.
The first kid was 22. This little knucklehead is 18.
Against a family member.
For more than a year and a half, Ronald Harris says fear of retaliation was a constant for his family. U.S. Marshals sending out this image of the capture of 18-year-old Darian Taylor. Taylor is accused of killing Harris's mother, 93-year-old Geraldine, and injuring two other family members.
Yo, this is him right here, right? So this is the little evil gremlin right there, right? Now, I'm going to put this lady back on the screen, right? Yo, what would make you randomly, right? What would make you randomly want to kill an older, I'm black, right? You a black dude, right? We either in the hood or it don't matter where you at, right? What would make you want to kill a random older lady, yo? It gotta be severely something wrong with you to even, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't get into the mind of a killer, but you like a severely bitch ass nigga to do something like this. Like, you gotta be a real, like, little bitch ass nigga to even think about doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely need to die. To me, you just need to die. You know what I mean? Ain't no redemption from that. Like, the first kid, you crying and all this and that. Now this dude just randomly going around killing grandmoms. So when you let me put her up on screen. So listen, when you checking on your grandmom, just think it's a little 18-year-old knucklehead that'll kill your grandma. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like check on you gotta like check on your grandma, right? Now, after I do this, my grandmom is gonna watch this show. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how she can I told her what I was about to do. I don't know how she can even stomach to watch this knowing that she's my grandmom. But listen, when you watch this right here, when you see this grandmom right here, make sure you put it like this. After you go watch my show, make sure you check on your grandmom and your grandparents. You know what I'm saying? Just do the whole line. Check on your mom, your dad, and your grandparents. Because this little crazy knuckleheads that will go do shit to your grandma. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to even lie to you. I shouldn't do this, but I will take matters into my own hands if somebody try to do something to my grandma. You know what I mean? I'll ask questions later. Let's just say that. I'll ask questions later. Somebody try to do something to my grandma, I will ask questions later. I don't want to say what else I'll do, but you got to really check on your old heads. Listen, check on your old heads, period. Listen, if you got old heads, check on your old heads. You know what I'm saying? Check on your uncles, your grandpops. Check on your old heads. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Make sure you check on your old heads. It could be your grandmom, your grandpop, your uncle, your your play uncle, you know what I'm saying? Your old head, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you check on your old heads out here. Cause this little diabolical little young boys, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily just young bucks, but it's 2 in a row on my show right now. Diabolical.com, know what I'm saying?
Dean and injuring 2 other family members back in January of last year. At the time of Harris's death, Taylor was 17 and now 18, but since then he has racked up several charges in 2 states. The first,
So bro was actually 17. He wasn't even legal yet. He's knocking people off.
WRG learned was out of West Memphis in January of this year, where Taylor and others were arrested for theft after a series of smash and grabs. Fast forward 4 months to May, we saw Taylor end up facing even more charges, theft related, just days apart.
The first incident, Taylor was accused of stealing a firearm from a home prior in April, but was found with that same weapon during the recovery of a stolen vehicle. He posted bond, but less than 5 days later ended up back in trouble after being accused of stealing Mercedes-Benz vehicle parts in a separate stolen vehicle, which had not yet been reported. But Harris says outside of Taylor's troubled past, a more serious concern with the court process.
The police knew, but they couldn't bring the case because the court said, nope, you got to have more evidence. You got to have more evidence. And that took 1.5 years.
The family says that's the amount of time it took to get back key DNA and ballistics evidence. The Shelby County District Attorney's...
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, right? Now, I said that this would have happened to my peoples. I would have took matter into my own hands. Yo, look how long it took them to catch him. Like, yo, you know, I'm not saying be a vigilante. You know, I have another whole show. Like, should you go vigilante? You know, you might go to jail for it. But yo, it's taking y'all forever to find these dudes. If I know where he at, hey, 93-year-old grandma. No, yep.
Office has been championing faster processing times. Last month, the Shelby County Commission approved $1.5 million that will get the ball rolling on a local crime lab. The commission also okayed 4 additional scientists to work at the state crime lab in Jackson, solely working to help solve Memphis crimes. Right now, evidence is sent to the TBI crime lab in Jackson, which takes more time.
We have to move forward and stay on top of the court system to make sure this case moves forward.
And now WRG has reached out to both the Shelby County District Attorney's Office as well as Memphis Police to see if there are any updates about the pending crime lab. We'll let you know when we hear back from them. For now, we are live here in downtown Memphis. Brian Ditlake for your news leader, WREG, News Channel 3.
Now listen, Memphis, they busy as hell. Listen, they busy as hell in Memphis, so I can imagine that they probably don't even have enough people to work on this stuff in Memphis, right? But yo, I would like to have a real conversation out here. Is like, yo, if somebody do something to your parents and shit like that, is it even worth waiting for the justice system to go through with it? If you could find them first, or like, yo, like, no, 93-year-old grandma, she lived to be almost 100 years old. And then, some little 17-year-old kid just kill your grandma. Like, I can't even say out loud what would go through my mind after that happened. You know what I mean? If I'm like the kids, or, that's your mom, or I can't even imagine. And it's taking that justice system like a long time to even get this kid off the street, this dude, grown man off the street. You know what I mean? Now, you notice it's that little Goldilocks age range between like 22 and under. They out here, Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, you know what I mean? Name your killer. These kids out like, yo. Now, killers ain't brand new. I ain't saying killers brand new, but it seems like there's more of them. You know what I'm saying? So killers ain't brand new, but usually, like, yo, like, they do street stuff they just knocking off innocent people. You know what I'm saying? How do you go? This is what I want to know, right? If you on some street stuff, right? You trying to impress your gang or your homeboys, right? You know what I'm saying? How you go to your homeboys poking your chest out like, yeah, I just knocked off a 93-year-old grandma. You're not gonna they don't even sound tough. I can't even say it tough. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna be tough? How you act like you tough and you knocking off like people, grandmoms? It ain't your ops, grandmom or nothing. It's just some random lady that was just trying to live. You know what I mean? But like I said, a lot of y'all going straight to hell. They just gonna drop. Look, you ain't even gonna get judged. They just gonna drop you in a pot of grease, and that's gonna be done. The lake of fire. You know what I mean? So y'all, a lot of y'all are doing this, and you just gonna get dropped in a lake of fire, no grease. Don't cry now. Dry your eyes. You know what I mean? Real rap. And I'm gonna see what I'm gonna keep an eye on what these two dudes get sentenced. You know what I'm saying? We're really going to see. But if you just tuning in now, there's two killers, right? This was the first one right here. Now, the reason I had him, the first one, is he killed both of his grandparents, right? In cold blood, and then cried in court about it. So this dude, like I said, he killed both of his parents in cold blood and went to court crying about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's a lot of, you know, it's a lot of safety issues out here you need to worry about. If you could get your license to carry, get it. I notice in places like New York, it's a lot of people getting stabbed. Now, also, there was let me pull this up. Speaking of people getting stabbed, speaking of stabbing, let me pull this up real quick. Let's see what's going on with this case. So let's see what's going on with this case right here. Like, would you call it a case or an event? Let's see what's going on with this. Let me see. Let me see what's going on out here. Let's see what's going on out here. Let me see if I can find it. So the case I'm pulling up now, this is the case. Hold on, let me pull this up on the screen. So the case I'm pulling up now, this is a Walmart in Michigan. So it was a random, they call it a mass stabbing in a Walmart in Michigan, right? Now, I seen this, on different news stations already, but there's a it's an overlying issue that I have about this case. A underline, overline, whatever you want to call it, right? I do have a little issue, and I got a question I want to ask you in particular about this case right here. So I want to ask you about this. Let's play it real quick. You probably
Samantha, we're
know.
learning this morning that the stabbing of 11 people was not.
So let's see what they're saying about this.
Samantha, we're learning this morning that the stabbing of 11 people was not predetermined, but random acts of violence. Officials say a man walked into a Walmart in Traverse City, Michigan, just before 5 p.m. on Saturday afternoon and began attacking people with a folding knife. At last check, 6 people are in critical condition and 5 people are in serious condition. And we're told that deputies were on the scene with.
So listen, I'm gonna let this play, right? I want you to listen for one thing that she is not going to say, right? So no shots against her because she didn't have this. What I'm looking for, she didn't have this to report. So watch this and listen to what they don't say about this case.
Within minutes, but those in the Walmart also helped to stop the attack from continuing.
I want to acknowledge that there was citizen involvement in assisting in taking the individual into custody. We'll have more information on that later. The suspect is a 42-year-old male. We believe he acted alone at this time. There is no information indicating there were additional suspects.
In a statement on X, the Michigan governor said she is monitoring the situation and went on to say in part, quote, "Our thoughts are with the victims and the community reeling from this brutal act of violence." The FBI has also said they will provide support where it's needed. This is we're expecting to get more updates this morning on the victims and who.
So I'm gonna tell you something about this. The guys that held him at, she look all right too. I left her on the screen. She all right though. I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. But look, the overline or underlying issue that I have about this case right here, I'm gonna tell you. Let me put this up on the screen. So there were 11 people stabbed, right? So first of all, let me put the dude that did it on the screen, right? Let me find that real fast. Let me find that real fast. Before I fly out the handle, let's find that real fast. And I'm gonna tell you the issue I got with this. So I'm gonna put this dude up on the screen. And I'm gonna tell you the issue I got with this in a couple seconds. So there's a overline, I don't know if it's underline or overline, right? This is the issue I have with this. This is the issue that I have. Or you can say it's just something that I noticed. Right? So let's get my man let's get my man's on the screen. Bam. Now, look at my man's on the screen. This is the dude right here that actually did these let's find out his name. His name is Bradford James. Bradford James Gill. So this dude is 42 years old, and they actually said it, right? Now, you stabbed this dude on the screen right here, right? So let me let my thing catch up with me. So I got my man on the screen. So you stabbed. I look like a Chinese movie right now. There we go. So I might look like a Chinese movie right now. So my man, listen, my man stabbed 11 people in Walmart, right? I don't know how you stab 11 people in Walmart. So let me actually put this on the big screen. Let's do this screen. In case I'm a little choppy. So I don't know how you stab 11 people. This is the issue with this, right? I don't know how you stab 11 people in Walmart and this dude is still alive, right? Now this is the guy on the screen who who stabbed 11 people. I don't know how in the world you can stab 11 people and the cops did not kill you. Also, this guy was held at gunpoint by civilians and they did not shoot him. If this dude were black, he would be dead right now. So I'm gonna repeat, if this guy was black, this guy would be dead right now. There's no way, even in a black neighborhood, there's no way a black dude is going to stab 11 people and the person that pulls out the gun is not going to kill his dumb ass. So why did y'all let this dude live is what I'm trying to find out. He stabbed 11 random people in Walmart and then y'all just hold him at gunpoint until the cops come. This would not, I'm gonna repeat, this would not happen if this were a black dude. I'm gonna keep repeating that.
Location of where that patient is at on North. I just tied in with our staff and they haven't heard or seen anything in the dock area.
Hold on one sec.
Circle shut down still. We have more and more people trying to go.
Okay, we are back. I'm just trying to get my guest on. Can you hear me, my man? Trying to get my man's audio straight. Be right back in a couple seconds. See, yo, for all y'all out there, this is the difference between an iPhone and an Android phone. My man got that Android phone. I had trouble getting him in on the call. Gotta get rid of that Android phone, my man. Be right back in a couple seconds. Hey, yo, it's your boy Post. You're now tuned in to hoodactionnews.com. As you can see on my screen, I have an ad called Juicy Ads. So make sure you go to juicyads.com. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Juicy Ads. Juicy Ads is a website that's going to allow you to advertise your adult content. Now, you use your imagination what adult content is, whether it be spicy videos or spicy talk, whatever you do, whatever you want to advertise, modeling, you name it. So make sure you go to juicyads.com. The link is in the description in my bio. Also, the link is going to be in the description for every video I post. So this is a good product. Make sure you go to juicyads.com. Yo, we are back. Those beats are by me, Post Beats. Everything's Post. Post Beats, Post the Mogul. Your boy Post is Post. But those are my beats. I do got one more topic I want to talk about. So I'm going to put it up on the screen. I do have one more topic. So this is going to be Feds raid LA home of TikTok. Hold on, let me enlarge this. I'm trying to read it from the wrong screen. You can see the screen I'm trying to read it from. Okay, Feds raid LA home tied to TikTok quote from Netflix documentary. So the Feds raid an LA home tied to TikTok quote documentary. So I don't for starters, why would Netflix do a No, I don't. Chat GBT's is going on. Why would Netflix put a active quote on Netflix? So why would Netflix put an active quote on Netflix? Usually they'll do a documentary on something that happened already. So for starters, why would Netflix put an active quote on Netflix just for shock value, right? Or why wouldn't they just for shock value? So you can ask that question too. Now, let's find out what actually went on. Because in real life, they just rated this Netflix quote on Netflix. So I have no idea what this quote was about. So this is Discovery News. You know what I'm saying? So let's find out about it. What the hell is going on with this quote? Now, leave a comment below if you've seen the Netflix doc.
Now to this, a quiet Tahunga neighborhood rocked by flashbangs. Federal agents storm a property tied to the shocking allegations of sex trafficking. That dramatic raid today tied to an alleged TikTok cult.
Fox 11's Gina Silva. She joins us now live in Tahunga.
Yo, why do they have... So, let me go back and look at this. I'm trying to... Let's really soak in what we're looking at right now, right? What is this? Are these dog houses? And if these are dog houses, why do they... Now, I think they look like dog houses because it's like an aerial view of it. But if these are... Whatever it is, why are there so many next to each other? Is this the house where they punish people at? Is this the house where they did sexual activity? So what is this? Like, what is this? Now, I gotta watch the documentary. I guess they recruited, I mean, it's obvious that they recruited these people on TikTok.
Cult.
Fox 11's Gina Silva. She joins us now live in Tahunga with more there. Gina?
Well, it may have started as a Netflix documentary, but now it is a full-blown federal investigation. Now, right behind me, this property is usually closed up tight every single day, but today, federal agents ran through that gate.
Attention, anyone inside, come to the front door with your hands up. We have a search warrant.
It sounded like gunshots to me.
In the early morning hours, local and federal law enforcement arrived in this quiet Tahunga neighborhood to serve a search warrant, alleging sex trafficking, money laundering, tax evasion, mail fraud, and COVID-19 pandemic-related fraud.
It's really, really creepy, and this is a really great, quiet little community, and a lot of families.
Yo, every white person says this, yo. Listen, I'm not trying to be racist, but listen, but you know it's going to be a but. Listen, I'm not trying to be racist, but every white person says that when something happens in the neighborhood. Oh yeah, they just found 4 heads on the ground. But this used to be a nice, quiet community. Like I said, not to be racist, but when something happens in a white neighborhood, diabolical, the most diabolical thing happen ever. Is it a script that they say, oh yeah, they found 45 heads in the garage. But this was a nice, quiet community. Nothing never happened. Is that like the script or what? Am I tripping?
They must have rammed the gate to get in there. Look at that.
The front gate of the property lies mangled and twisted, clear evidence of a forced entry. Sky Fox captured video of 5 people in handcuffs. This is the same location tied to Shekinah Church and 7M Films, both at the center of serious allegations in a Netflix documentary released in May 2024.
7M, an entertainment company founded by Robert Shin, who's also the pastor of LA-based Shekinah Church.
The documentary, titled Dancing for the
LA-based Shekinah Shin, who's also the pastor of LA-based.
So this is the dude behind all of this. So let's slow it. I'm gonna slow it down. Hold up.
Released in May 2024.
7M, an entertainment company founded by Robert Shin, who's also.
So this is the dude behind all this coke. So long story short, Robert Shim. It sounds like they're trying to say him. You know how they say she, him, Shim, but this is just his name. So Robert Shim is allegedly behind all of this, right? Now, look on the bottom of the screen, sex trafficking warrants at home, right? This is supposed to be a church. So usually cults start with a church because religion is the softest way to manipulate people's minds to get them to do stuff. Not that I said so, but that's usually what happens. So this is my man right here. I'm gonna put him up on the screen. Enlarge him. This is my man allegedly behind this cult. Now, this dude must listen. This dude must be a master manipulator, a good talker or something, right? This is just an old Asian dude, right? This dude must be a master manipulator to pull this off. Like, he must be able to literally talk you into jumping off a bridge. Like a good car salesman, he must be everything all together in order to talk all of these people of all ages into doing this. So this dude must be really good. And, you know, it's a shame that people use this good for evil, but I know this dude is a good salesperson to pull this off.
The pastor of LA-based Shekinah Church.
The documentary, titled Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult, alleges emotional and psychological manipulation.
It started out fairly innocuous, but the control slowly grew.
We feel liberated. We feel that finally maybe there's a chance for justice to be served.
So this, I believe, so this is one of the victims right here. So this is one of the victims of this guy's church.
Melanie Lee joined Shekinah Church at 15 and left in her 20s. She accuses Pastor Shin of abuse and running the group as a cult. After years of urging law enforcement to investigate, she now says she feels vindicated.
I know
So Pastor Shin got y'all drinking the Kool-Aid.
for a fact that they will find things that he's done that are, you know, evil, and he's a criminal. I can definitely say that, you know, whatever's coming for him, he deserves it.
Right now, the search warrant is sealed, so we don't have an idea as to what the agents were looking for at this specific property. But former members say whatever it is, they're confident the agents will find it. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
How long, Gina, have federal investigators been working this case?
The documentary came out in May of 2024. We don't know how long ago this investigation started, and like I said, the search warrant is still sealed, so we don't know the details. But the former member we spoke with has been part of the investigation, and she says that they've been working very hard on this for quite some time. She didn't give me a timeline.
Gina Silva, thank you for your reporting.
Yo, diabolical.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Just days ahead of a deadline.
I let that overspill. That's what I call overspill. Yo, super diabolical, right? So this is what I want to ask you about that. First, did you see? I didn't see this Netflix documentary, right? Now, I don't know if I want to go see it. I'm gonna be honest with you, because we just found out the end result of that documentary, and it ends with like a quote. Now, remember the Branch Davidians, David Koresh, the dude in Texas, Waco, Texas, right? They always recruit these people through religion. I don't know what it is about religion that you could brainwash people through religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever's people religion is, right? It's always people like, now the reason I say religion, every religion has had one time or another somebody like this guy right here. So I'm not going to blame any certain religion is what I'm trying to say, because you could find tons of people in every religion that have cults and that use the religion. It don't matter what it is, right? Your religion could be money. They use people to manipulate people through religion. I don't know what in people's brains will have them follow somebody through religion. I think they let their guard down. I don't know what it is that people can manipulate people through religion, and I think it's because they let their guard down to the person and just believe them because of the religion. Like, oh, this guy is this, so he can't be telling me anything wrong. And the next thing you know, they got you trying to slit your wrist all at the same time. You don't want to do that, right? Now, I know for a fact, and you know for a fact, that people organize stuff on social media all the time, whether it be TikTok, Instagram. You always have kids like organizing. You know how they pop through those bike pop-ups? They just be like 1,000 kids at a gas station with bikes. So we know just from events on social media and kids organizing stuff, whether it's bad or good. It could be snatch and grabs, dumb TikTok challenges. Like right now, they got a TikTok challenge. That it's a TikTok challenge out there where they breaking in homes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Which that's going to get somebody killed. I think it already got somebody killed. But we know people can manipulate people on TikTok, right? On social media or through anything, right? Now, I didn't take a look at this documentary, but I want to tell y'all, just have a mind of your own. Listen, I wouldn't follow behind. I don't like following groups because of this, right? I don't like gangs. I don't like groups. I'm just not a follower, right? I'm a one-on-one type person. I know everybody's not going to be me. Everybody's not going to be a one-on-one type person that don't follow behind people and like that. I do take advice if it's good advice, if it's not going to land me in jail, if it's like advice on how to market a product, or if somebody's been somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a financial advisor all your life, I know, I could give it up. I'm not a financial advisor. So I'll take like stuff like that, real estate advice, business advice, advice on how to make money legally. I'll take that, right? But telling me we should all get in a group and do handstands or something like that, no, if it quack like a duck, look like a duck, it's a duck, right? You know what I'm saying? If you feel like somebody's recruiting you for a cult, 9 times out of 10, it's a cult. And when people tell me to join up, oh, we're going to have a group, and they never can really say what the group is, it's like that's a cult. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you putting you you stop using deodorant and you putting lemons under your arms and doing all type of crazy stuff, right? Now we had a cult in Philly called the Move People, right? Now the way that ended off is the cops literally dropped a bomb on a city block in Philly on Osage Avenue. They literally dropped the bomb on Osage Avenue. And you see how the cult ended off in Waco, Texas. Like they went in there and they locked up everybody and they were shooting. They had to get the National Guard, I believe. So be careful what you follow anywhere on TikTok or whatever. Because this right here that I just showed you, this is a whole, like, they did the Netflix documentary first. Like, did that recruit more people? Because I just showed you it was 4 things that looked like a doghouse lined up next to each other. So this is 100% a quote. Not a quote, a quote. I don't know why I said a quote. I'm thinking about money. I'm thinking about getting a quote. You know what I'm saying? But listen, make sure you like, share, subscribe. As always, go to hoodactionnews.com. If you want to talk about these things, let me know in the chat, right? Just let me know in the chat. Make sure you check everything out, yo, and be safe. It's your boy Post. I'm Izzo. Peace. Enjoy your Sunday.